Right. As you can see, we're doing pretty good on this excavation. We just need to get that finished. What I'm also going to do is remove the designation. Can we just get this out of the way, please? On this area, at least for now, just so that we can, you know, actually finish up our current project. I will fix this up later. But I definitely want to get us focused on completing the cistern this year. We've also got some holes, just some empty holes, you know, just hovering. It's not at all dangerous, but hopefully someone will, you know, hop down there and handle that stuff. And it looks like got some folks working. This is probably our newest armorer. Polyganon. I've assigned him to do armory since he has no skill in it, but he seems to have a fair amount of talent. So he's going to be making the bronze mail. Oh, and I just had to, by the way, to make this work, I just had to basically say that they should sleep. I hit Z, I hit their individual equipment here. Basically everything should end up here. So they have plenty of room to store all their stuff. And they'll just do that by squad. Unbanisher, a smooth wooden grate. A smooth wooden grate. Let's look at it. Smooth wooden grate of the highest construction. It is decorated with smooth wood and encircled with bands of smooth wood. I mean, congratulations, I guess. You know what? I have a funny idea about this. Let's do this. We can actually use this. So let's go like this. Let's designate a channel right here. Dwarves walk through this spot all the time, so if we put a grate over that, well, then we should see some pretty nice results from the dwarves admiring the grate. There we go. So someone channeled that out. So now can we build a grate, a floor grate right here? I think we can. We can use Ubanishar. There we go. Let's just put Ubanishar down right there, and everybody can walk by and be like, "Holy crap! Look at that band of wood." Okay, Ubanishar. Chuk. There we go. Congratulations, NeonProdigy. I think that I think that you're good. That's fantastic. And now they're all going to walk by and be like, "Whoa, look at that grate! Isn't that a great grate?" It'll be a great grate. Now, the other thing that I'm doing is building lots of floodgates. And we're going to set those up so that they are all things. So let's go through here. What we need to do is basically prep this area for use. Now, for that to work, we need to have a second set of constructions all over the place over here. So basically what we're going to do is build a bunch of actually pretty much everything's fine except for we do need to isolate off. We're going to build construction. We're going to build one wall right here because this will be the basically how we do this part right here. So yeah, we definitely want to build a wall right there, and we prefer to build walls basically by tunneling things out here, 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 and here. So basically we're setting up ourselves so that we can just really quickly you know, actually it'd be even better than that. Let's go even further because we can. Let's remove the building. Let's actually, what I think I'm going to do is actually, I think we have a bunch of floodgates. Let's actually just put those down right now in advance. We'll definitely build that wall right there because that's a fantastic wall. That wall will be exactly what we want. So let's build some floodgates. So we'll build a floodgate everywhere but the last place in advance. So one right here, one right here, one right here, one right here. We're out of floodgates, so we'll have to build a few more. But we'll install those up front, and those should be how we'll regulate things. Meanwhile, what we also want to do is actually build the thing that's going to control this. So this is a pretty standard setup for us. What we're going to do is build a pressure plate. We're going to build that, and we're going to say water triggers from 1 to 7. We're going to say it triggers from 0 to up to 3. So we're just going to say that once this area is full of water, close the grate. And if it gets below 3, well then don't do it anymore. And we'll go like this. So basically what we don't want is for water to begin to fill up. It's going to come pouring in super fast. It's going to be pressurized because it's coming off of, you'll see eventually we'll build a thing that pours it in out of the setup. So we want to make sure to push this here, and then we'll use all the mechanisms that we need. So that's basically going to shut off the last floodgate that we're going to build. And then we're going to build all these other floodgates too. The reason we're building them is because we've got a couple more to build. Yep. The reason that we're building them is because what we want to be able to do is basically have this system shut on and off the flood of water. It's going to be pressurized, so it's going to come flying in. But then once we get enough water in the system, well then we'll close the floodgates so as not to back up over our wells. Speaking of our wells, we're going to be building our wells right now. So we have a bunch of empty holes here. Wait, no, we're going to be building wells, which is L, not G. I hit G by accident. And we'll build this out of, I don't know, marble wells sound cool. And we have some buckets, so we'll make some smooth buckets, and we have rope and mechanisms. So let's build some more wells. We have enough stuff to do this. I made sure. I'm pretty sure that I made sure that we have enough room for 4 wells. And these wells will be, you know, everybody will be super impressed by them. They'll be amazing. Let's face it. Totally amazing. Let's go ahead and get those going. Hopefully that's going to be a straightforward labor. I don't know offhand who does well building. I feel like that's one of those things. Needs architecture. Well, we got a lot of people enabled with architecture, so that'll get done soon. We can also designate the removal of all of these ramps, because that's the next thing we're going to care about, is making sure this floor is nice and smooth. It doesn't have to be actually smooth, but you know what I'm saying. Now, I think that we could probably be a little bit less, we could probably be a little bit less ridiculous in our over-speccing of this. We can build another floodgate, and then we'll put down the last one soon. Hopefully they'll install it from the correct side. But we just need to get rid of these last little grates, and we should be pretty solid on that front. With this done, oh, and by the way, we got this burial receptacle, so we're going to use this for burial. Allow citizens, we're not going to allow pets, and we're going to make it the tomb. You know, we'll not actually make it a tomb, we'll just use it for burial. Let's get rid of all of these, let's install that last thing, get everybody out of this room. Right? And let's build our last floodgate. Alright, so we built our last floodgate. Now let's go ahead and add a new task to link this to a floodgate. This pressure plate over here, and we'll link it to this one right here. Actually, we have to go like this part of the interface. Add a new task, link to floodgate. We want to go to this one right here. Nice floodgate. And we'll use some mechanisms. And yeah, hopefully we'll get a mechanic in there soon to handle that, and once that job is done, then we'll be in position to pretty much handle all of this. Now, it's a shame that we're going to be losing all this. Oh, look at our wells are done. Fantastic. So now let's do one last thing that we got to do, which is we're going to designate a channel right up here, and we're going to channel right, not to the river, but close, right? And then we're going to put one more floodgate in there. And that will be where we actually, and I think we need to make one more floodgate as well, because I think I only have, let's add a rock floodgate. Promote that to the top, go down one and cancel that current task, and we'll get someone in there to make the rock floodgate that we need for the final step of this, and then we'll pretty much be ready to do this. And this opens up a lot of other opportunities as well, not the least of which is our opportunity to actually, well, it'll be great. What we'll actually have the opportunity to do is to start generating power as well, which really does do a lot of cool things. So how are we doing on this? We're still waiting on a mechanic on that obsidian pressure plate. Hopefully we'll get someone in there soon. We may have to enable another mechanic, because what we're waiting on is, yeah, just mechanics. Always a little bit of waiting this, a little bit of waiting that. And we should have our floodgate. All we have to do is build our floodgate. There we go. And we'll build a lever up here. We can't build it there? I guess we'll have to channel a second thing. That's right. Ramps block this. So I've actually gave myself not quite enough room. But that's fine. We'll just designate another channel. We'll channel it right there. We'll make sure not to go through all the way through just yet. Thank you. And then we'll designate the removal of this ramp right here. Remove the stairs ramps right there so that we can put a floodgate right there. Someone will come over there and handle that in just a sec. And now we'll build our floodgate. Now, folks, while we've been busy working on stuff, I don't want to necessarily lose track of the other things we're working on. For example, science discovery. We got a great forge and a science discovery of a toxicology lab. So we actually can build those. Duncan was successful in getting us some science discoveries. Now, we don't just want to build them because that would be dangerous. Now you say, why would that be dangerous, Dave? Because every science discovery has to be pursued independently. And there goes our floodgate being installed. As soon as Duncan gets off break, then we'll be in better position. And I kind of am, normally I'm not a big fan of the digging of all these things, of like the growth of all these things, but I'm kind of digging this cave moss tunnel. Like, it adds a certain je ne sais quoi to the farm. Oh man, we're so close to getting this online. We just need to have Duncan get off of break and do a couple of mechanical tasks. Specifically, we really need this thing done first. And then once that's done, then we can get someone in there to do a bunch of other stuff. And this will be just, it's going to be absolutely huge for us. It's not even going to be, this is a really, really massive feat for us. It also helps that people are just constantly looking at this. I've been watching just kind of in general, people have just been stopping to admire that thing as they walk. So it was really an ideal place for it. So they're just walking over it, and pretty soon they'll hear the water underneath it. And we'll make sure, because of this pressure plate, which we're waiting on. Ah, look, it's been linked. Fantastic. Does that mean that Duncan's getting... Ah, yep, there's Duncan right there. He's installed a lever. That's Duncan, Lulna. Yeah, there's LividCoffee, Lulna. Let's add a task. We're going to link this to a floodgate. And we're going to link it to this floodgate right there. And we'll use some mechanisms. And yeah, Lulna, please don't go too far. I know that you have been busy being a man of science, but I can't have you doing quite so much yet. This is going to be fantastic. Okay, there he goes. He's linking it up. Let's just check our food stores. Oh, you'll notice that I have gotten a lot more accuracy in our food stores, and we're still doing really well in all these things. So I'm very happy with, given the number of people we've got. We'll check out our microwave in a second, then we'll probably do names. But I think for now, we're just really, really in a good spot. Okay, Duncan, I need you to finish this, though. This is getting ridiculous. I know it's a long distance of like 1/4 of a millionth of an inch, but if you... Okay, there. So now, this is linked up. Oh no, he's going back for more. Seriously, Duncan? Seriously? That's what we're going to do now? And it looks like our outer wall is done, which is really cool. We'll need to build some levers pretty soon to get that. Okay, it's done. Now, we're going to do one last thing. We just need to do this, and then the whole system's going to come online. And hopefully we will not flood our base. If we do, LOL. That's the nature of Dwarf Fortress. Now we wait for the miner. And we're going to tap the awesome power of this river. Alright, there we go. We've got water flowing in. Now, let's just be careful here. And let's make sure maybe to... let's add a task to pull the lever really quick. And let's just kind of watch what happens and make sure... There we go. So now that should stop the flooding. Oh no, it's totally open. I seem to have miscalculated slightly, and water can flow in no matter what I want. Let's hope that water can flow in. Oh, look at all this mist happening down here. Now, water's not flowing in. That's really interesting, because I would think that this would be opening it. That's fascinating. Well, what we can do, I guess, is remove this building. And we'll get Duncan down there to remove it. And then we'll rebuild the pressure plates. So let's build trap, because I know we can get this right. And there's tons of time for people to get out. Water triggers. Water triggers from, if you see no water, all the way up to some water. Okay, so we would like to make sure that we don't go above 3 or 4, and we'd like to go down to 0. So that was definitely right. I I guess we just have to, like, maybe kickstart it? But that's fine, because we're filling up this area too. So let's get Lana back down there, and hopefully he'll... So now they're trying to drink from the well, and they're frustrated. So we definitely need to make sure we'll add the task to link this to a floodgate. And I guess what we have to do is actually kickstart this process. Let's remove this building. Or no. Let's add new task, link up to a floodgate. And we'll just use these. Now, it occurs to me maybe what we want to do is make a couple more mechanisms in a sec, but we're also going to build a lever right over here. And this will be an emergency cutoff switch. So let's go ahead and build that right there. Now we don't have any more mechanisms, so that's suboptimal from the perspective of fixing things. But it appears that our system is not in dire straits, right? It's not about to fall apart. We have plenty of water in there. It's holding tight. So we just need to build a lever. So now we got a lever there. We need to get a few more mechanisms. 3. Let's just get a few. Hopefully Lana will hop over there. And then we can fill this up. It's going to be a little frustrating. And now you can see it's actually backfilling up here. And I don't think that it will fill up any higher. I'm a little frustrated that I can't seal that. I did that wrong. But at least the inner cistern is sealed up. Alright, so now we got someone linking it there. Hopefully this won't just wash them away in a giant pressure shield. Because that's probably a person who deserves, you know, life. Dwarf, you gonna finish? Okay. Now we gotta link this thing right here. We gotta link that to a floodgate so we can start the initial process. Because I think that water has to be there. No matter what. So at least some water has to be there to click this off. So add a task, link to a floodgate, link to that one. I don't have enough mechanisms. Come on, let's get some mechanisms. Right, the job is done. Let's pull the lever. Let's kickstart the system. And